2012, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service Office of Law Enforcement received a complaint of a bird kill in Borger, Texas, at the Johnson tank of the Borger facility for Phillips. Officers responded and recovered about 260 waterfowl from the tank. Representatives from the facility did implement some emergency measures and started hazing tactics and techniques to keep the birds from landing on the pond.
As part of a plea agreement with the U.S. Attorney's Office, U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, Phillips installed a Merlin radar system. We actually went to the facility to understand and examine exactly how the Merlin bird system worked and operated in the protection of wildlife migratory birds. One of the first places we went was the facility's operations center, where they showed us how it's programmed and how it's used throughout the whole complex.
Anytime a corresponding LRAD or speaker fires, then the laser for that zone would fire off as well.
The LRADs are extremely direct. I think it's a 15-degree cone that goes out, so it's a very concentrated sound. So the birds can almost feel it when they're in this zone. It's also why we need so many speakers, because since it's so concentrated, we have to really cover every little aspect.
And so the point being is the pond's adequately covered without being a nuisance. Right. And then,
From there, we went to a radar system. They actually detect the birds from several miles out when they're flying towards the facility itself where the affected ponds were.
This is a surveillance radar. It's taking what it sees within its cone of beam and compressing it into a flat paper. So we cannot tell altitude from this. Some of the targets you might see, you might not be able to visually see because it could be thousands of feet.
It's the software that tracks birds, allows us to manipulate what we want it to track and what we don't want it to track. Our prime variables are, of course, speed, reflectivity, and size. Basically, you're trying to not track grass, not track trees, shrubs, and branches, and still get the small birds. We have a secret computer. It holds all our data. What we do have are daily track plots, where it takes all the activity that was written into a database by Merlin server, and it track plots it into 15-minute windows so you can see what occurred where, and you can basically determine if you had an issue, where they came from, how reflective it was, and where they went to after.
From that area, we went to the LRAD in the Deterrent unit. They showed us different sirens and lasers and different sounds, approximately 83 that they installed. So when the birds are actually coming in, they would be deterred and not land on the pond.
Where did you find all of the birds when you were out here? Where did you find them? All along the edge over here. There was like how many? Like 262. Yeah. We have these crown amps. Each amp will hold 2 speakers. We have the Agreement tray, which plays all the MP3 tracks. We have a D&D board, which if it loses communication with the radar skid, it ticks on and it takes over and doesn't have to have any radar input. Still hazing, and we have a relay board that switches between tracks so that no one song plays too often for habituation.
From there, we went to the conference room at Phillips. They showed us real-time images and patterns of the migration of waterfowl actually coming towards the pond where we found all the dead birds. They divert and don't actually land on the pond because the LRAD the deter unit actually kicks in, and then you can see the patterns diverting from there.
The logs, the reflectivity of the object that gets tracked, it's logging the speed, the size, the variables in other areas, and also the latitude and longitude, and the heading in between the spline. All this data cleans up pretty into graphs. So for the one scan it did, it gives you all of that information for that scan. You can pull all of this data, graph it, you can look at it however you want.
Historically, as years go by, we determine what days are likely to show, what hours of the day they could respond.
So you would see peaks during the
You would see, correct. So you would see much higher numbers the farther right you go once you get into spring session. This color chart up here is directionality. Okay? So these yellows right here means they are flying in this
coming
direction.
and going.
Correct.
Yeah, that big blue streak on the far right, that's just highway traffic, so.
We could differentiate to where you didn't track that anymore, but then a very large flock that had a similar reflectivity value would disappear as well.
The Office of Law Enforcement's highest priorities is to protect fish, wildlife, and plants and their habitats from the exploitation and from industrial hazards.
Overall, I think at the end of the day, the meeting with ConocoPhillips and looking at the Merlin radar system, I think is very beneficial to our wildlife and migratory birds.
Since the installation of the system, we haven't had any reported migratory bird deaths. This case is a great example of where the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service is working with industry to protect the fish, wildlife, and plants for future generations of America.